like no other, enlightening, entertaining, surprising, empowering, and a testament to the world, making power of Black motherhood. "You are Celestine," she said. She squatted to push the hair off my face and pull leaves off my pajama legs, like my sister and my grandmother, and there under the pecan tree as she did countless times. That day, my mother told me stories of the mothers and daughters that came before me. Tina Knowles, the mother of iconic singer, songwriters Beyonce Knowles, Carter, and Solange Knowles, and bonus daughters Kelly Rowland and actress Angie Beyonce, is known the world over. Definition of a matriarch: a fiercely determined, self-possessed, creative, wise woman. But this story is about so much more than it. A matriarch begins with precocious, if unruly, little girl growing up in 1950s Galveston, the youngest of 7. She is in love with her world, with a extended family on every other porch, and the sounds of Motown and the lapping beach always within earshot. But as the realities of race and the limitations of a girlhood set in, she begins to dream of more grandiose existence. Her instincts and impulsive nature drive her far beyond the shores of Texas to discover the life awaiting her on the other side of childhood. That's life's journey through tragedies and trumps, creative risks and romantic turmoil, the nurturing of a superstar offspring, and of her own special gifts is the remarkable story she shares with readers here. This is a page-turning chronicle of family love and heartbreak, of loss and perseverance, and the kind of creativity and audacity it will take for a girl with a heart to change the world. It's one extraordinary woman's emotional and revealing story and a multi-generational family saga that carries within it the story of America and the wisdom that women pass on to one another, mothers to daughters across generations. Alrighty, y'all. This book is to my mother, Angine Doreen Beyonce, who taught me by example the very best parts of me came from you. To my daughters, who became my friends, Solange, Beyonce, Kelly, Angie, you are my crew, my tribe, my ride or dies. What would I do without you? To all the women out there who are the matriarch of their families. I am the mother of the world. All these children are mine. Anybody let me love them, they're mine. Those don't let me love them, then I'll love them anyhow. William May Ford Smith, quote, the mother of gospel music, I dream a world. Alrighty, y'all. Oh, it's so neat. So in here, she got her family tree. Oh my goodness. So Beyonce mom is Tina. If you buy the book yourself, she got her family tree, y'all. Family tree. Her bloodline is in this book. That is so neat. I've never seen a family tree in a book. Okay, y'all. Chapter, the prelude. Okay. Under the pecan tree, December 1958. Later, a daughter will miss the sound of her mother calling her name. You can't convince her of this when she is young. Not while the voice is so plentiful in the air. She hears her mother say her name over and over, whether as a command to pay attention or a plea to know her worth. A sigh of maternal love or a warning to be cautious. She cannot understand in those moments what she would someday trade to hear their voice again. Tina. I was 4 years old and in a dream, the kind where the sequins my mama had sewn onto a Sunday dress became diamonds to be plucked and passed out to only the best friends. Or one where we discovered the Pleasure Pier amusement park on Galveston Beach was running free rides with all the 5-cent sodas we could drink. That kind of dream. And now, here was my mama, calling me home just as it was getting good. "Tina," she said my name louder now. The accent of my mother's childhood, Creole, smoothed out, but still there. Angus Doreen Beyonce had polished her soft voice to a pleasing shine on her way to the 6th grade, as far as school went for a black girl back when she grew up in Louisiana. Before I opened my eyes, the first thing I noticed was that our house was warm. In Galveston, well, in any poorhouse, when you went to bed in the winter, all the heat was shut off. Old houses like ours didn't have heat anyway, just a space heater. Even here on the island off the Gulf Coast of Texas, the nights could get down to freezing. A warm house in the morning meant my mama was well. Ever since she had me, the last of her 7 babies, at age 44, my mother had been sickly. She would go into John Seeley, a charity hospital in Galveston, at least twice a year with heart alignments that seemed tied to her constant worrying. Her health problems weren't made up or exaggerated, rather something scary that lurked in the background like a phantom waiting. I always fearful of when they would come back. When my mother was home, she would get up before everybody else in the family around 5 in the morning to light the heater. If she was staying in the hospital, my father or one of his kids would have to get up to coax the heater to life. We never did it early enough like her, and the rest of the day it would feel like we were catching up to the chill that stayed 2 steps ahead. But this day I knew she was fine and we were warm. We had this little 2-bedroom home with 7 people living in it. My 3 older brothers, Larry, Butch, and Skip, slept in 1 bedroom, and my mom and dad built a patron wall in their bedroom to give my older sister Flo her own space. My bed was kind of floating out in the middle of that room. In that bed, too cozy to move, I heard my mother in the kitchen fixing breakfast. My parents were big on us all eating together. I could smell the homemade bread toasting in the stove, her pecan pancakes on the griddle, and the sausages my 3 brothers would wolf down before school. I closed that one eye again, then remember it was now December. Each morning I woke up one day closer to Christmas, which also meant one day closer to my 5th birthday in January. That got me off the bed, the padded feet of my all-in-one pajamas hitting the floor. I slid on those footy pajamas, pretending I was an ice skater on the warm wood floor to the kitchen. Everyone was already at the table, of course. Everyone always got up before me. My big sister Flo was 14, all business getting ready for school. I was born on her 10th birthday, and her party was canceled when my mom went to the hospital to have me. She came into the world, screwing my life up, Flo would say. Butch was 12, his good looks and gift of gab causing a stir wherever he went. Boys already hating him as much as girls loved him. Quiet, brilliant, Larry was 10, reading the newspaper that my mother also read front to back. Skip was making some country joke to try to get our father laughing, a 9-year-old who had already mastered dad jokes. It was tough to get a laugh out of my daddy. Loomis Beyonce was so handsome that he had worked hard to seem gruff. I would always sit on his lap and try to hug on him. He might let you hug him a couple times, and then you'll hear in his thick Creole accent, "Okay, that's enough, get going. Go on now." We would giggle at how uncomfortable our affection made him. Sounds like a lot of people, but our house was quiet. My parents were older, closing in on 50 years, and already grandparents whose 2 oldest kids had moved out long before I showed up. They were tired, and I was tiring. I'm pretty sure I had ADHD, but people didn't know what that was, so they just called you bad. My nickname at first was Dennis the Menace, after the little comic about mischievous boy that ran in the Galveston Daily News. But the name that stuck was Baz at... I know if I should... It's because the name that stuck was Badass